All right. Happy Friday. Good afternoon and welcome. Amy, congratulations. You are the People's Choice Award winner of the first ever Bristol Demo Night. How do you feel, my friend?
Pretty fantastic. Yeah, it was really, really great and unexpected, which was nice. Yeah.
Why so unexpected, Amy? You did a really great job. What's going on? Why do you think do you think Dan and Fifi were just so good that you were surprised that they didn't get it or...
Oh well, they were just they had a better. I think they have a better presentation technique than me. I think they've seen that they've done a few more than me, and I felt they were more natural public speakers. But saying that, I enjoyed doing it, and I feel that with practice, I probably get better at that. And I've had good feedback that people understood what I was saying, and yeah, and I felt more natural once I got to the questions. I felt much more at ease. So perhaps even then, just yeah, I have to get into it basically.
Well, look, I mean, however you feel about your own performance on the night, you were voted the
Yeah,
favourite one, the People's Choice, by a
yeah.
very large margin as well. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, great. Yeah.
now either you loaded the vote with all your friends getting in to click as much as possible, or you actually did a good job, and it's up to you to decide where that was. But you got the win, you got the win, which is great. And what was your experience like yesterday, watching Dan, watching Fifi, and being there in the engine shed rather than say, watching them last week in Lisbon during the Web Summit and stuff. So, what was your experience like yesterday?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great venue actually, and it was quite because it's a small space and everybody's all in the same small area. I think it felt, I don't know, a bit more welcoming. And yeah, the atmosphere was great, and it didn't feel there was too many people to present either. It was just a nice number. It just felt like a nice little community to present to.
It was a
So
Goldilocks moment, was it? A Goldilocks moment. But there
yeah,
was certainly no hiding in that. What do they call it? A junction, I think they call the venue, right? There's no hiding there.
yeah,
You are there. There's a tiered seating in front of you, sort of, I guess it's 6 or 8 rows of people, and you're
yeah.
not like hiding behind a column or anything, right? You're really in front of these people, right? They got to own that space.
Yeah, true, absolutely. Yeah, but it's not too large though. It's not like a massive lecture hall or something like that, is it? So I think it is a good space.
And for people that don't know you, what does Surveyr do?
Ah, right. So Surveyr is a real-time building inspections app that helps building surveyors complete their reports entirely on site. There's a problem in the industry at the moment, and there's a shortage of skilled professionals. And there's just, they've just struggling with overwhelming workloads at the moment. So anything we can do to speed up the process of reporting is definitely going to be a welcomed tool for the industry. So that's what I'm doing.
And what I picked up yesterday when you were doing the demo, and obviously we know each other for a little while now, but I just picked up how hard it is to explain the true benefits of what you've done when something like putting in a postcode and pulling in all the building information looks so simple, and from a tech perspective is so easy, but
Yeah.
actually saves these people hours and hours and hours. And you're kind of like, you're looking at a page with a couple of green ticks on it, and you're like, well, there you go, there's literally a few hours saved for somebody who's quite an expensive professional. How did you feel it actually hit with people? Did you think they recognized quite how much value you're creating?
I think so. Yeah. People came up to me afterwards. I had lots of conversations with people coming up to me afterwards, because obviously they're not directly in the industry, but everyone's had experience of buying a property or renting a property, so they've experienced a surveyor at some point in time, and they know how involved the process is. So I think everyone's had hold-ups as well. So again, it was empathizing with the the goal of speeding up the survey. So, and think simple things like you said about the postcode and the building intelligence side of things, it to me seems like a no-brainer, and it's like anything we can do to just stop these repetitive tasks that people go through, it's just going to add value.
So obviously you've been part of Canopy for a while, and you've also been part of Set Squared Bristol for a while. And
Yeah.
you want to share with people who are listening to this, what's your experience been like with Canopy so far?
Well, it's been great. Yeah, it really has. I've been to, obviously went to Lisbon last week and did some of the workshops, which were fantastic. And I've done a few of the courses as well, which I've found really insightful. I've, it came just at the right time for me as well, because I was starting to develop this MVP, and then there's a related course on that, and also testing as well, which was very helpful. So I've been able to pick and choose, and obviously the mentorship as well, which is great, and talking to people, and I've obviously now met more members of the community. So I was talking to Matt last night, and we were talking about possible development collaborations and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just brilliant, and it's brilliant to talk to people who've gone through this as well, because I do feel sometimes my questions might be a little bit silly, but it's nice to have people doing it at the same time.
So you were, I think, the very first person to get the certificate of completion on the ideation course that we're doing this year. And it was really great to see that course kind of served like the unlock code for you in terms of structuring your way to your MVP, which then you moved from thinking you needed a technical co-founder to do it to deploying your skills into Lovable and investing your time into there and building what was a very capable MVP off the back of it. Did you ever think you could get this far without a couple of co-founders and a couple 100,000?
I don't know. I honestly didn't know how far I could get. I definitely come from a problem-solving, a design background, so I felt that I'd probably figure something out, but I have no idea, whether I thought I could get this far. And like I said, I'm still looking for a co-founder anyway, but that's to get even further now. So yeah, I feel, with the support I've had so far, I'm quite pleased with the where I am, at this point.
And I think another one of my memories of your time in Canopy is, of course, last week in Lisbon in the Pitch It day when you were practicing with the others that were going to be giving their demos and stuff in Web Summit Week. What are your take-home memories from that particular day and doing those things there?
Well, it was because I came along because I really didn't know how to speak to an investor, and I really was quite scared to do that. So from the day, I just wanted to get the confidence to be able to do that. And just from all of those conversations, listening to other people do their pitches, realizing that mine, I kept refining it, kept sort of, and when you say it to somebody and they'll say it back to you, you realize that, oh, right, that bit has landed, but that bit hasn't landed. So you can refine it and change the story slightly. And then, as you know, I then went off and arranged a meeting with an investor, which didn't go too badly. So, it was, I was, I felt good about that. I felt I'd achieved something. So, yeah.
Well done you. And obviously we put you through a number of progressions which you've thrown yourself into. Fantastic, including standing on a wall in Lisbon overlooking the river and staring into people's eyes, which you did remarkably well. A couple of points to celebrate. Last night's demo night was the final of our Canopy year, which finishes at the end of November. That's 22 demo nights we've done. And you were the 26th People's Choice because we had a couple of ones that were dual winners in different events. So you now complete the cohort of 26 people for this year.
Excellent.
So there you go. Amazing stuff. Amy's right there on the top of the pile, right there on the top of the list.
Excellent.
Now, if anybody's watching this thinking, I'm going to go to January's demo night in Bristol and I want to give my own demo, what's Amy's best advice for them in terms of turning up and showing up and really giving them the best opportunity to become People's Choice themselves?
I think just keeping it simple, tell a story, definitely tell a story. I think that engages people, and try and be yourself. That's quite tricky to do. If you're not a natural presenter, and I'm not, obviously, it's just getting the idea across, focusing on the problem, trying to explain it to people, and then I guess trying to network after and have conversations and just, And I really enjoyed the Q&A as well. I wasn't in any way prepared for it as such because I obviously didn't know what the questions were going to be. But it's surprising. And Dan said to me, actually, when I said I was nervous, he said, well, you know your stuff. And it was like, oh, yeah, actually, I do. So I suppose it's having the confidence to know that you do and then try and enjoy, telling people about what you're doing, I suppose.
Well, and I like that point that nobody else has really mentioned before, which is going and talking to people after the demo, in that networking piece. People are still voting during that time. So you've got a chance to kind of swing it a little bit during that time, haven't you? And just sort of reinforce
I didn't even think of that, but that's a good idea. Yeah. I could have bribed some votes, I suppose, but yeah, it worked out.
Take some Galaxy or some Smarties or something and get people to vote your way. I like it. Good thinking. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Amy, and congratulations to you. I hope you go into the weekend feeling very proud of yourself. You've done a great job, and congratulations in being the final People's Choice of the year for Canopy.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Yes.